You can have the best skill, but if your character or your attitude is shit, then we won't hire you. We have specific interviews to go through that, because your skills would only take you so far.
My work should speak for me. I was the chief of that, so I'm not judging you. I was the chief. I will be angry when they say you should be more visible. You should be more visible. Look at my and I should be sucking up. Is that what you're saying? We should be talking. People who have time to be talking are not doing the work.
We're talking about it, like it's just like sometimes I sit down, I see the way people communicate, and I'm like, hey God,
There
God.
needs to be schools for
When you think that you are over communicating, like just communicate, but when you think you're over communicating, you actually just communicate adequately.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Thrive Not Survive podcast with Coach EO. I'm Coach EO. Thrive Not Survive is a podcast that intends to spread hope to the world. So we all hear the glamorous stories of people who are doing good things, big things in the world, but we seldom hear the struggles that they've had to overcome, even as they thrive. So we're talking with real life people who are professionals in their own rights, and they will tell us, the different struggles they've had. And because you know about them, well, you can look them up. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. So we'll learn their secret sauce, and hopefully it helps people who listen. So stay tuned, and we promise you an interesting podcast. With me today, I have someone who I remember the first time I met her. We had been talking over the phone like we knew each other forever. Then we met each other and she seemed so calm and gentle. I was like, really? That's not the vibe I get when we're chatting. But we're friends. She's someone that I respect from afar. Her calm energy helps anytime we talk. And I'll let you meet her in a bit. But let me tell you what I know about her. She is a global HR leader. Not the type of global where it's because you know global things about HR. She actually leads a global team. She has many years in HR. We're joking. I was like, it's like 47 years in HR. I think it's about 20. Yeah, she'll tell us. And she has grown. She's in a role where she grew through the ranks into this position. And it wasn't handed to her on a platter. She had to earn stripes for it. Welcome to the TNSWithEO podcast, Seun Olafusi. Did I get it?
Yes, you did. Seun Olafusi. So it's Seun Olafusi ni Agbede. Yes.
Okay. So Seun, are you happy to be here?
I'm very.
What will you say? Say the wrong thing.
I'm excited to be here.
Okay. So guys, what you don't know, Seun was supposed to be my very first guest. When TNSWithEO we didn't even have a name at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't have a name. We were brainstorming this thing, and I said, I had a burden, in my heart to share stories that people can learn from. Been there, done that, so you don't have to type of vibes. And I was talking to Seun at the time, and she was like, oh, you should do it. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like being in the spotlight. Ha! It's over a year ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, you should do it. I'm like, okay, so let's do it together.
I was like, yes.
We even said we'll start virtually. And she ghosted me.
I did it.
She ghosted me. That's my story. I'm sticking with it.
Oh, God.
But she gave me the courage to even continue processing this, because I am not this person, guys. I don't know how come I am doing this and watching myself and not cringing
and thriving at it.
Amen. Okay, so tell us about you. How do you see yourself? If you were to describe Seun Who's Seun?
Okay, Seun. I am a Christian. I like to start with that. I'm a wife. I'm a mother to 2 beautiful boys. I work in the fintech space. I'm in HR, obviously, like Elizabeth has said. And I've been doing HR for a really long time. I started out in operations in the bank. And I did that for a few years, maybe like 3 years. And I just, I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do. And I moved into human resources. And I love people. And I've been doing that ever since. So, yeah, I'm a global, like you said, a global people.
Global HR leader.
Global HR. Apart from that, I like to, some of the things that you like, when you say, so you said, how would I describe myself? I like peace and quiet. I know, she was saying I'm very calm. I don't like stress. I'm very easygoing. I like to travel. I like to read. I like to sleep. I like to write as well. And I enjoy volunteering.
Yes. Nice. I like when you said you like to sleep. You've told me this name before.
Yes. I like to sleep.
Let's talk about why you switched from operations to HR. How did that happen?
Okay, so I would say I've been very lucky, mostly lucky actually. I've been mostly lucky. It's been grace, favor, mostly lucky in my career. So I got my job from school. I attended Covenant University, by the way, and at the time, companies will come to school. So if you're within a certain CGPA, I got my very first job from school, so I got into that's how I got into banking. It wasn't something that I planned while I was in school, but banking was also the in thing at the time, and I started out in marketing during NYSC.
Interesting.
Yes, very interesting. I started in marketing during NYSC, and then going to operations right after. But I knew it wasn't what I wanted to do. I was great at it. 0 error rates. So that's the thing about me. The Bible says, whatever your hand finds to do it well. So that's my mantra. So even if it's not what I want to do, but if that's what I find myself doing, I would do it well. So I was doing it well. But I also saw people around me who were stuck, or I used to talk to people and, it felt like they were stuck. Because, when you're in the bank, and particularly if you're in operations, there's no opportunity to go out to, attend interviews and stuff. And I didn't want that to be me. And so I got married, got pregnant, and I had a really difficult pregnancy. So I was just like, you know what? I didn't have any other job lined up when I quit my job in the bank. And so I just took that time to go through my pregnancy, have my son, and then, I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back to work. Remember I said, I got my first job from, so I never had to struggle so it was not like, unemployment, this, that. I got my job from school waiting for me after graduation. And then when it was time to get back to work, I thought it was just going to be easy. After all, I finished, from a good school with good grades. I'm smart. And I had all of my friends working in different fields and their careers were going well. And then, it's it just wasn't happening. I was like, hey, okay, try banking again. No. Try this. No. Try that. No. But there was one interview one recruitment process that I went through. It was in a bank. I will not name the bank.
Please don't.
Yeah. And I went through 7 different stages. So it was a management training program.
Okay.
And it was in human resources, particularly. So that was my first, foray into world of human resources. I knew I loved teaching, and I loved writing, and I could be around people. When I was in secondary school, I was in press club. This fool in press club, debating society, blah blah blah. So it was natural. And I went through that process. I didn't get the job at the end of the day.
That's okay. I thought it was going to end well.
No.
Okay.
That's like, and that's really, it broke me. Because I remember hearing, there were over 5,000 applicants, and I went through the first stage, skill, second, third, fourth, fifth. We're like final 2. And in my mind, the interview went great. But I didn't get the job. And yeah, that like, it really broke me, that thing. Yeah, I still think about it. So that was how I like, just said, okay, maybe HR, but I enjoyed the process. Okay. So it's like, okay, HR. And then I started looking out for HR jobs. Okay. And I got an opportunity to do HR in, it's called, it's like in the aviation space, hospitality. And that was my very first job in human resources.
Wonderful.
And I haven't looked back since.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So the process for that, 7-stage interview kind of exposed you to an interest in HR.
Yes.
Interesting. What was the thing that helped you? And to be fair, I kind of can relate to when you've gone through a process and you have invested. You're like, I'll get this thing. If they're picking anybody's me now, and then you don't get it. And this only happened to me early in I was trying to join a Chinese company. That was all the rave at the time. And I got in there. God knows why I didn't go to that job, because it was not for me. But yeah. So what was the thing that helped you pick it back up again? And
I had a great support system. I will tell you that, like, I don't like talking about this, because like it was really tough for me. I wasn't the kind of child that used to fail in school. So I wasn't used to failure. And I was just like, why didn't I get this job? Because in my mind, I aced all those. If there's anything I do well, it's like, just if you get me into an interview room, there's no way you not like me, because so I thought I aced it, and I thought I did this job. I was already planning. I already knew how much the salary was going to be, the travel. I was already planning. In fact, planning my outfits, planning everything. So when I didn't get it, I was like, what happened? I went through the final interview again, and I just kept replaying it. When I got the rejection, and this made me great at recruiting. So when the rejection email came to me, it made me know what not to do. So this was me. I had invested my time, resources, because like I would go buy dresses, to attend. Oh my God, I was so invested.
There are levels to this thing.
I was so invested. I already saw myself working there. And then the rejection email came. So I'd invested, my time and everything through several stages of interview and got into the final round. And all I got was sorry. Like,
finish.
That's it. Like, and
okay.
It was a do not reply email.
Okay.
So I even tried to, like, so I said, I tried to repeat, like, just what happened. So I had the number of the other person who made like top 2. I sent her a message. I was like, oh, congratulations, by the way, because I didn't get this job. So I assume you got. She was like, oh, I thought you got it, because I didn't get it. So in my head, this was, I was young. It was just a few years after I finished school. But I was like, I think I deserve more than you did not get this job. And from a do not reply email. But I never got that. Like, so there was no closure, there was nothing. And I vowed to myself that day. So when I got into HR and when I started recruiting, I did it differently. That stuck with me. I was like, nobody should ever feel the way I felt.
So guys, sometimes the excellence you see from people is as a result of stripes. So it's not even thrive. Thrive not survive. It's thrive in spite of.
In spite of.
Oh, interesting. As you were saying that, I was racking my brain like, probably among people that have just said whatever without thinking. A lot of HR people were on this table. So let me not even stand on a soapbox and say, yeah, it's wrong. I probably at some point in life have done that. It sucks. It's not, nowadays, I consider it unethical. So I'm not really at the forefront of recruiting anymore.
Yeah.
And then I have team members who have to do that. I've had for years. When I find out, sometimes you just find out some things that they do. And you're, no, don't do that. Like, respond.
I know.
Sometimes,
Sometimes when I'm talking to my team, I'm sure, like, they don't understand where I'm coming from, but I'm just like, no, you don't do that.
Interesting. Nice. I'm enjoying talking to you. The debater, the press club person. We have a lot of things in common. I was in press club. And debater and stuff, winning prizes. Efiko, well done. No wonder. So when you say, I like reading, you think? Okay, so Seun, this global HR leader that you are is literal. You are a leader or manager of dispersed teams. Yeah. Tell us, across how many geographies?
So it's a San Francisco-based fintech. We are in different countries in Africa. So we're in Nigeria, we're in Kenya, Tanzania. We're also in India, and of course, then in the US, and across different functions. Those are the countries and the countries where we operate.
Okay. So tell us about, this is Thrive Not Survive. So you have to tell us about the challenge. As a global leader, you have the choice how you want to answer this question.
Okay.
But as a global leader, managing across cultures.
I know.
She wrote her eye. Managing across cultures, having to do a lot of travel. I envy you for that traveling, Sha, but maybe not so much. It's a very, you're the only one who tells me that. Give me first, then I'll know. But having to travel, having to work with remote teams. So it's not like people are in the offices. Even when you're managing them from across the world, they are at home or wherever. How has that been? And then being one who grew up through the ranks, having to manage now people who probably expected that they would be in your shoes. Only one leader will end up at the top, guys. So whoever they pick, So how has that been?
So I am very privileged to work in a company that is absolutely amazing. And this is not because I work there. By the way, I've been working here for 7 years. It was 7 years last month. And for me to be somewhere for 7 years, that says, it says a lot. I've been lucky to be at the forefront of, building, also helping to build the business, the culture, the people. So, I kind of have like a vantage position. But beyond that, I would say that I have a very supportive leadership team. The CEO is very clear about the kind of business that he's building and is intentional about it. And we all work towards it. It's also a very transparent culture, and that's very helpful. So it's not, nobody is hiding anything, it's very transparent. The only things that are not available are probably maybe like some people issues or disciplinary issues, but everything else about the business, it's very transparent. So that has been helpful. One of the values that, we exhibit at branch, we call it assume positive intent. Yes. So if somebody says something to you, just assume that this person is saying it from a good place. And so that's also helped, in dealing with people across different geographies and different cultures. Okay. Nigerian. Yeah. African. Yeah. I'm Yoruba. Yeah. So there's some things that, by virtue of my culture, I would say or do, but someone who is, say, American, like it's different. I was talking to you just before this, like I'm very polite by nature.
Yeah.
Very, very polite. So if someone who is an American is talking to me, well, of course, they are straight talkers. They give it to you exactly how it is. So you're not trying to read, is this person being rude? Is this person being this? Is this person being that? Because
assuming positive
intent. So that has been helpful. Another thing is, so I work across different time zones.
Yes.
So like it's crazy, but everyone is very considerate. So if I block my calendar, another thing we have is calendar integrity. So my calendar is sacrosanct. Like if you open my calendar, if it's blocked, it means you can't put anything in there without asking me at least. So you won't have someone just randomly wake up at their own 9 a.m. where it's 4 a.m. my time and expect a response at that time. So people actually do respect like your time and your space. And so that has also made it very helpful. We mostly work asynchronously. So, drop a message or schedule messages, so that it drops at the time that the other person is awake. But beyond that, I think hiring the right people, because you don't want to work with people that, you just find difficult or insufferable, or so like be intentional about the kind of people that you can have the best skills. I tell people, like, in my company, it's not just about skill. You can have like the best skills, but if your character or your attitude is shit, then we won't hire you.
Again.
You can have the best skill, but if your character or your attitude is shit, then we won't hire you. We have specific interviews to go through that, because your skills would only take you so far
in life,
even in life, but your character is what sustains you. So I think a combination of all of those things, hiring the right people, and just having a culture where people respect one another, they're collaborative, all of those things have made it really easy for me. And of course, having a supportive leadership team.
Awesome. Okay, so take a breath, because I'm actually coming for you.
Hey, God, don't come for me.
Okay, we were talking just before we got here, and as with the theme of this podcast, our goal is to dive into things that, if they could, would have broken the guest. However, it didn't, and they are thriving. That they didn't just survive because someone might find a tip or trick or two to maybe survive and then thrive after, and say, okay, that person went through that stuff, they didn't die now, so let me do it. So Seun and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, what's your thrive not survive story? Do you have one? She's like, I've been racking my brain. No, I don't know about challenges. I'm like, okay. So tell us about that.
I don't know. I can't really think of. Again, I don't want to sound like overly religious or anything, but I've been, grace has played a very huge part in my journey, and I can't really think of anything. I remember, okay, so for example, people say, oh, female bosses are this, female bosses are that, but like with the exception of like now, reporting to my CEO who is male, I've mostly had female managers, and they've been amazing. They've been the ones like that have pushed me to where I am today. I haven't really, like in my career, I haven't really faced things that I would say, this broke me, this I don't have some stories.
What about in life?
But one thing that I would say, happened a while back. Let me just answer that question my own way.
Yes.
The year that I thought I worked the most in this my life. Like I worked like, I don't know. I put everything, no breaks, no nothing. I was just working tirelessly. And in my head, I was like, man, this year, like this is my year. This is my year. I have done everything. If you see my performance, my self-appraisal that year, full scap, like it was full, you know. But I didn't get promoted that year. And after my review, I was just like, I'm done. Like, you know, I was just like, I remember telling my husband, like, I didn't get promoted. No, I'm like, no, I'm not, I'm looking for another job. I'm doing this, I'm done, I'm that. It broke me. So I take things very personal, as you can tell. I take, like, failure doesn't come easy to me. And so when it happens, it scatters my brain. I'm just all over the place. I'm like, how do I deal with this? Like, I'm not used to this. And I was sulking. I
like that you called it sulking.
Yes, I was
very strange.
Yes, I was sulking. I was just like, and you know, I was like, I didn't have a CV at the time, like, because I wasn't looking. I was just like, okay, you know what? Let me just try to, you know, drop a CV. Let me do this. Let me do that. And I was just carrying face all around the house. And my husband just called me and said, what is the problem? My husband is so supportive. Oh my God. It's very important to have a great support system.
Again, support system.
Support system, super important. And he was like, okay, what is the problem? What were you told? What was the feedback? And I told him, I was like, okay, so you have two options. One, you can continue sulking, and then you would really be in this. Yes, like you should not be like, okay, yeah, okay. This is why we did not promote this person, and then you would not even have an excuse because now you're not doing well at your job anymore, and that's what will happen if you continue like this. Or you say, you know what, I really can't deal with this, so I'm out the door. So choose one. Whichever one you do, I will support you. But think about it very well. And so I took time. So I sat down and, you know, pros and cons. I studied economics. So my scale of preference, you know, what are the things that I like about this job?
Yeah.
So I wrote everything out. Yeah. What are the things that I don't like? You did not get promotion. Why? So I went back to the feedback. So is this something you can work on? Is this something that you can't work on? And when I really sat down to distill the feedback, it was very valid feedback. It was very valid, but I didn't want to hear it at the time because I had done so much work. So I wasn't looking at the thing that I needed to do. I was only looking at all of the excellent work that in my mind I had done. Like, why would you, because of this thing, not promote me when I've done like all this, like 1,000,000,001 things?
I'm so curious. What was the feedback? Is it? Can you share? Is it something you can share?
No. No. Okay, I'm sure I'll talk.
But I have to ask.
Yeah. So I then sat down and said, okay, actually I can talk about it. So it was really around like, you've done all of this work as an IC. I mean, I remember watching the podcast and you were talking about like how you are one-man mopo. So yes, very much a one-man mopo. So, and it was like, you've done excellent work as an IC.
Yes, but individual contributor.
As an individual contributor. But for you to move to this next level, I need to see what you can do as a manager, what you can do managing people, how you can replicate all of this excellent work that you're doing in someone else. And in my mind, I was like, what's the work that's supposed to do?
Reward me for that one.
I've done it well. You know? But I sat down and I was like, okay, this next level, I need to be able to demonstrate this. So is that something you can do? Or do you want to leave this job? But I love my job. I really I'm not even joking about it. I love my job and I love my company. So I decided to stay. and I stopped sulking. I cleaned stopped sulking, stopped crying, stopped moping around the house.
Yeah.
And I got to work. And I will tell you that my growth from then on has been, it's geometric. Yes, geometric progression, not arithmetic progression.
I just wanted you to learn.
Geometric.
Yeah.
But that was because I had a great support system. Someone who could tell me the truth, not just say, "Oh, why would they do that to you? Why?
Yes.
Put in, I saw all the work, all the sleepless nights, all the you will not come to bed on time. You will not. You miss out on this. You miss. No, they are wicked. Why would they do that to you?" No, he didn't say that. He was like, "These are your options. Whichever one you choose, I will. But think about it. Is this feedback valid?" And yes, I sat down. So feedback is a gift. So I'll say, I need to say this. I say it to my children as well. Feedback is a gift. It is a gift. If somebody gives you feedback, sit down, take it, break it down. Yes. Is this valid feedback? Is there really something I can pick from it? Sometimes people give you feedback that is BS. Yes, that one you can throw it away.
Yeah.
But you have to first sit down, like you said, unwrap it and see, is there something here that I can pick? Yeah. I picked that and I walked towards it. Yeah. And here we are today.
See, I wish I can reach over and hug you. I don't believe when anybody says, "Oh, I've had it has been easy." Yeah. What I told her when she said that, I just said, even in that, there is a mindset that makes you just not lie down. When she said, I can't think of challenges, so I just, my life, I don't have sub stories. That's what the word we use.
Yeah.
But we don't have, is it sub story? But there's a mindset that pushes people like that they don't sit down to consider the challenges that might floor somebody like me as a challenge. They're like, we move. So when someone like you is talking about rejection, because those two examples you gave, they're around rejection.
Yeah.
So I've done everything I know to do. You did not give me this, rejection. I did everything. I was one of your top. You didn't give me the job, rejection. And those types of things. So from my own experience, as a person and even with people who are like star performers from school, from a young age, you are being celebrated for your whatever. It's difficult we don't get any experience dealing with rejection. Yeah. So the first time it happens, it can cripple, like it can crush you. Like, what is this? Who am I? Where is the life? Am I upside down? Yeah. What is this? Am I useless now?
I'm telling you, even my personal life, like I'm one of those kids that's like, because I used to do well in school, whatever I asked my dad for, he would. So someone else, my brother can bring lists
and give you.
But my own, whatever you ask, you have it. So I just thought, that's how life was. Like, you get what you want.
I'm the shorter version of you.
So when the thing hits me, I was like, what?
Like, what's this? What kind of life is this? I'm not used to princess life. When I grew up, I started calling it princess life. I told there's a friend of mine, I'm like, I'm not used to this type of thing. What I want, or I get it. I usually get it. I'm usually celebrated. I don't know all this type of thing. But somehow we have to learn it, because we have, as we are responsible for other people's careers or lives as leaders, there's some learning of that needs to happen in the way that suits you.
Yeah.
So somebody's challenge and yours might be different. Somebody else might be looking like, this is what you're calling challenge, but it's not your own.
Yeah.
Yours will suit you. There is this, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, my work should speak for me. I was the chief of that. So I'm not judging you. I was the chief. I will be angry when they say you should be more visible, you should be more vocal, you should talk about and I should be sucking up to do. Is that what you're saying? We should be talking. People who have time to be talking are not doing the work. I used to say it. Anyway, yeah. And I will go and deliver. So as an individual contributor, how well you do the job. In fact, the job that's defined for you is very technical. Yeah. It now becomes different the higher you go. So when you've been performing as an individual contributor for some time, the system is meant to then challenge you for that and say, it's no longer high performance if you're still here. Yeah. So what can you do?
What next?
So what next? So getting that feedback for you in the same company that has now accelerated your, your growth, accelerated your positioning because you accelerated your growth. That's what I'll say. So it's taking your growth into your own hands now.
Yes.
Stop blaming the external party. My mantra of all time is focus on what you can control.
Of course.
If the situation has scattered, it didn't turn out the way you wanted, sit down and think, okay, what can I do about it? Which is what your husband told you.
Yeah, so
sometimes when you marry these people that are supposed to betray you, because join me.
Can't you just join me?
Let's be angry.
Why would they do this to you?
Be like, no.
Don't be the voice of. You don't always have to be the voice of reason.
When you have that support system that can tell you, own up to the one that's your fault. It's a blessing. It stings, though.
Yeah.
It's not the nice, because I can transfer my sulking from the company to you as that husband. But if you think about it, especially when they're your person who gets you.
Yeah.
So,
and he can be your friend.
Be your friend.
He can
can be your colleague.
Yes.
Can be your child. It can be your team member. It's just feedback is a gift.
It is.
It's a gift. If they didn't wrap it well, that should not be your business. Unwrap it. Throw the wrapping paper.
Guess what is inside.
And get what is inside.
Yes.
That's what you can control. You can't control what the person gave you. You can control what you did with it. That's
true.
I enjoy talking with you. So, what advice do you have for people who are growing? Everybody, we all have challenges. What would you tell the younger generation? And then, if you were looking at yourself now, maybe 20 years ago, what would you tell the young Seun?
Okay, let me start with, what I would advise people. There are a number of things, and I'll speak from personal experience. I'm a very self-aware person. I'm very, very self-aware. There's nothing you can tell me that I don't already know about myself. Like, I sit down and I think about it. You have to be very self-aware, because that's where growth comes from. That's how you know the gaps that you have. That's how you know your areas of strength, and you know how to amplify them. So you have to be very self-aware. So if you've never done that before, like, first sit down and say, okay, what am I good at? What are my strengths? What are the areas where I need to brush up on? Oh, okay, I'm looking for this job now. I'm going for a marketing role or something. Am I able to speak well?
Yeah.
Do I know, do I read up on, do I know stats? Am I able to present data in an easy to understand way? So, but that comes from real introspection and self-awareness. So I would say self-awareness is key. The other thing is communication. If we're talking about it, like, it's just like sometimes I sit down, I see the way people communicate, and I'm like, hey God, there
needs to be schools for.
When I joined Branch, my manager at the time, Maria, she said, when you think that you are over communicating, like, just communicate. When you think you're over communicating, you're actually just communicating adequately. So communicate. So I've become queen of communication now, and it also translates to my home front as well. Like, okay, I'm going, like, just communicate, be proactive with communication, because your manager does not know what's happening if you don't tell them. If you don't tell them, just communicate. You've been given a task, something is going to shift to the deadline, but in your mind, at least I'm working on it. At least I'm working on it. But this person does not know what you're doing. But this is an external challenge. Is it my fault that, there's no internet? Or is it my fault that there's traffic? Or is it my fault that there's this? So in your mind, after all, this is an external challenge and there's nothing I could have done about it. But did you communicate it? Communication is very important. And then you need to have a good attitude. Like, hey, you need to have the right attitude. You see, with the right attitude, things can change. You may not know how to do something. You may not be the best person in the room, but you may just be that person that everybody wants to be around. People want to help you. People want to help you do this. They want to help you do that because you have the right attitude. But if you have a terrible attitude, people don't even want to work with you. When they are saying, who is going to volunteer for this project? Who is the project lead? It's this person. Can I work with this other person? So you need to have the right attitude. You need to have the right attitude. Right attitude to work, right attitude to friends, right attitude to colleagues. And then finally, cultivate the right relationships. Evaluate your relationships. I'm not saying that relationships should be transactional.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. You see, every job that I have had, and I'm not like every single job that I have had has been based on relationship.
Yeah.
Apart from the one that's I got from school. But every subsequent one, the first one, it was a friend who spoke to our uncle. The second one, it was it was a relationship cultivated from school, and somebody needed someone, and you're like, oh, there's this opportunity. But I was also prepared, of course. But it was that job. Yes, that relationship was what brought the opportunity in my door. My brand job was I'd worked with the MD previously at Uber.
Yeah.
And she was just like, come and join me here. Yeah. So cultivate the right relationships. Like, look at all the relationships you have, and it's okay. So this is my relationship. This one, when I need to unwind, when I need to distress, this is the person I call.
Yeah.
This is my relationship. When I need somebody to agree with me in prayer, this is the person I call. This relationship, when I need career advice, I'm facing something at work, this is the person I call. This one is just, general. This one is a generalist. Whatever is happening. But you need to know, because if you don't know, then you're just everywhere. So cultivate the right relationships, evaluate them, and know what you want. Yeah. And then if I had to speak to my younger self, I would say stop worrying. I'm a worrier by nature. Oh my God, it's such a terrible habit, and I'm trying to break free from it. I'm the kind of person that if you tell me you're coming to my house and I say, what's the ETA on Google Maps? You tell me, I'll be there in an hour. If I don't see you in an hour, I'm calling you, and then you don't pick. I call first time, second time, third time. My mind is already, hey God, what's happening? I am that person. I am a warrior by nature, and where I am today, I didn't even conceive it several years ago. I didn't think. Yes, of course, I always thought I was going to be successful and I would do well, but I couldn't have even thought about it. So why worry? Why? So that's what I would tell my younger. You don't have to worry. Just do your best. Do your best, though. Don't do minimum.
Because I was going to ask you, what should she do to stop worrying?
Don't do the barest minimum. Do your best. Yes. And just hope for everything else will fall in place.
This is so I'm enjoying your energy. I'm really enjoying it. So guys, let's wrap it up. We say feedback is a gift. I'm packaging this one for you in this podcast. Know yourself. Self-awareness. First thing. There are a lot of people walking around with the Dunning-Kruger effect. They think more highly of themselves than they actually are. And nobody is perfect. So if you think, you have it all together, you don't. It's not you probably don't. You don't. And somebody else sees that. So how do you increase your self-awareness? Your network will help you increase your self-awareness. If you are humble enough to take feedback and you consider feedback a gift, don't even worry about how it's been packaged to you. Focus on unwrapping that feedback and taking the gifts that's inside and using it well. Then, what's the other one? I've lost my train of thought. Self-awareness, then communication.
Yeah.
Learn to communicate, and this is tailored to your audience,
of course,
because some people are just like, this is how I am, so just accept me like that.
Nobody's like that. See, I am very much an introvert. Like when I was talking about it, I said I like sleep. I like to sleep. I'm very, very much I can be in my house for 1 month and not turn on the TV and not turn on music. I would just have the blinds closed and then be on and sleep or read or something and not watch TV even. I don't like noise. When my son he plays musical instruments, and he uses it to distress or just does it for fun. And when he's playing piano, he's like, Mom, but this is music. I don't want to hear any sound. That is me. But at work, I'm sure if you ask people in my office, they will not tell you I'm an introvert, because that is what the job entails. I have to be in people's faces. I have to go into meetings. I have to talk to people. I have to go out and meet people. So when I can suit my personality to what's needed, whether on the job or whatever. So you have to be that. So this is how I am.
Yeah.
There's really nothing like that. That's an excuse for bad behavior.
It's an excuse.
It's an excuse for bad behavior.
Thank you much.
Please, I'm a straight talker.
Thank you so much.
If you don't want to hear the truth, then maybe you should not. It's a lie.
Yeah,
it's a lie. It's bad behavior. Bad behavior. Bad behavior.
Yeah. So this communication is in everything. It's not just in talking. It's how you interact, your behavior, how learn to communicate well. And the thing she said that I love is be proactive about it. Don't sit on it. Don't hope for your family members, your manager to be psychic. To know what's about to teleport to your house to know that it's internet issues is something out of your control. Just communicate well, take ownership of your outcomes, focus on what you can control, and build the right relationships. Nurture the right relationships, because relationships will not be good if you don't do anything, of course, with them. You can continue using the person, and then they wake up one day
and you're like, I'm tired of being used.
For some people, you just will not hear from them again. And for us, the blockists, we block people on WhatsApp. Oh gosh, it's been such a delight. Thank you for coming to sit on this guy. I know how hard it was for you to come, and even
I'm so happy this finally happened.
Right? I'll bring you back. Your next milestone is coming.
Yes.
So that next milestone, we'll talk about the journey it took you to get there. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you for trying to pave the way for other people to learn, to thrive, not survive. Let's say it together. We're paving the way for people to learn to thrive
and not survive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
See you on another episode of TNS with Coach EO. Bye.
Bye.